Welcome to Cash in the Cyber Sheets. I'm your host, James Bowers, and together we'll work with business leaders and industry experts to dive into the misunderstood business of cybersecurity and compliance to learn how to start making money from being secure and compliant. Welcome to Cash in the Cyber Sheets. Hey everybody, welcome back to Cash in the Cyber Sheets. I'm your host, James Bowers, Chief Security and Compliance Architect here at Input Output. Very happy to have you back here with us today. And if you are watching us on YouTube, you probably notice some different digs. Been redesigning the entire studio. Been getting everything set up. And you might be noticing a little bit different if you're listening. A little bit of a different setup there. Hopefully not too much, but more things coming. But very much liking the new setup. I'm not sure if I did talk about it before, but it is very cool sound panels, but horrible if the ceiling is not level. Not a construction person. I am handy enough, but used a lot of mommy words when getting those put up. But it's done. It's done. They're up there. I think they came out all right. So today, what I wanted to talk about is there's been so many changes. I'm going to be honest. I wasn't really entirely sure what to talk about today. So I think I'm going to recap. I don't know if it's aggravation. More so just what we're going through, trying to improve the ClickSafe Academy. We've got a security and awareness training platform, does phishing, smishing, all the different ishings out there, and also a full security and awareness platform. And we're actually looking to utilize much better domains. If you've ever used those before, you know some that they have on there, not the most creative. So we're looking to improve that and really running into a lot of difficulty with it. So I think that's what I want to talk about today. I think that's a good thing to talk about. And maybe depending on how we're doing on time, maybe we'll go into a little bit on the SPF and DMARC, that tool, really pushing that out because of all the changes. We've talked about it before, actually, here these past few weeks. So before we dive into it, if you like the content, if there's things you'd like to change about the content, go ahead and click that like, click that subscribe, and leave us a comment. I'd love to hear about things that you have questions about with your security and compliance, and also things that have worked well for you, especially if they're pretty neat little hacks. Would love to hear about those, would love to celebrate your success. So like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, bring everybody. We can get this up to 25 people. It'll be quite a party. Okay. With the shameless plug out of the way, let's get into, I don't think we've talked about it too much on here, but we have, Input Output has what's called ClickSafe Academy. It's a whole platform that fully manages all the phishing, all the smishing. We do quishing, which is QR code, vishing, which is actually voice and phone call, social engineering attempts, and even callback exercises to where it'll send an email, it'll send a phone call, much more intricate than just a standard, here's a phish or here's a smish, a text-based. We also have in there a whole security and awareness training platform that does all of the like HIPAA training, PCI, security and awareness training. We've got a lot of great collateral on there, infographics and screensavers and a lot of more stuff that we're populating on there. Actually have some really great talent helping to improve it. And I think even in our newsletter and on our website, we talked a little bit about how we're coming up with some parody songs, really trying to make the security awareness not so dull and boring. So a lot of really cool stuff. And one of the things, if you've utilized KnowBe4, WebRoot, I'm not picking on any of these. If you've utilized really any phishing platform out there, there's so many. Ours is greatest. there's so many out there, and a lot of the domains that they're sending the emails from are very obviously not from the company, bonk, not from the company that the phishing email seems to be coming from. So it's very easy to be able to identify that that's a fish if you're looking at all, which is a very good point of the training to help educate people to look for those things. But here's the problem. And when we do social engineering exercises, we'll do this for a lot of companies, is we'll get domains that are very close to the legitimate domains. Now, there's definitely a cost in this, so that's why a lot of phishing platforms don't do it. But we're actually picking up a lot of additional domains that are very similar to Microsoft, Okta, Apple, things like that. And here's where the issue's coming in. It's a good and a bad thing. So the good thing is we purchased a domain from we're using GoDaddy. We also use Cloudflare, a lot of other registrars, a lot of great providers. But GoDaddy's been great. And we purchased a domain that threw up red flags because this one has the name Microsoft in it. And it should throw up a red flag. That's what the registrar is supposed to do, the certificate authority. They're supposed to help police these things, make sure the wrong people aren't getting them. We got through the first round. Now we're trying to get an SSL certificate, and it's going just a ping pong back and forth of trying to validate, do we have trademark access and commercial access? And on one side, I fully get it. We definitely need to go through the vetting because, one, need to make sure that we're not trying to infringe on another company's IP. You never want to do that. We also want to make sure that the bad guys aren't getting these domains. So we want some checks and balances. The issue that I'm having, though, and where I find a vulnerability is this is all happening from a good registration authority, a good registrar. GoDaddy, Cloudflare would do this. Some of the other big ones. But there are a lot of registrars out there that are going to allow people to pick these up, and they're not going to check. They're just going to let it happen. They're going to let somebody grab these domains up so now nobody else can, and they'll be able to be used for phishing. They'll be able to be used for illegitimate, illegal activities, at least until they're caught and until it gets shut down. But that's kind of a rub. We're trying to secure everything, but like with a lot of security issues is we're almost making it harder for kind of the good guys, the white hat hackers, the gray hats, everybody out there that's trying to help train and help educate and help protect. We're making it more difficult for them, making them have to go through all types of different hoops. And for those that aren't legitimate, for those that don't care about the rules, they've got places that they can go to just make it happen and be able to capture these things. So I don't really know what my point is here. I mean, not to vent, but I think it helps illustrate within our own organizations, within your company, balancing that, following all the rules, checking off all the boxes, but also not making things so difficult that you can't get things done and that it becomes so arduous, so much of a headache to try and correct things or to try and do the right thing that you just don't. Because if we can, in all the campaigns where we've used very legitimate looking domains, very legitimate looking websites and landing pages, and we can even get an SSL certificate so it's not so obvious that it's a phishing attempt, this really helps reinforce the education that, listen, you can't just look for things in the email. You have to, are you expecting this email? Are you expecting this communication? Do you have a process that you follow to reset, say, your password, or to download a document, or to perform the action that this email is asking you for? Is there some internal process that does that? Because that's what you should focus on. Not trying to teach everybody how to identify all the little different phishing variants and headers. And because truthfully, people that are looking to defraud, people that are looking to do phishing, uh, they're going to find ways around that. And there's ways to make these look very, very legitimate, to where even as a cybersecurity professional, if I'm not overstepping saying that, even as somebody that's been in the industry forever, that's a better way to put it, can be difficult to identify. So really, this is all around shifting the conversation for the training, shifting the conversation and the focus for what to look for with phishing and with smishing and everything else. And it's just interesting that as policies get put into place, as structures get put into place to try and tighten these things up, it actually has an adverse effect of unintentionally making things less secure. So that's what you want to make sure that you're not doing in your organization with your policies, your procedures, your structure. And there, I think we found the point of today's episode in a very roundabout way, but we got to it. So I'm going to take that as a win. Very happy to engage with you and talk to you about how to structure the policies, procedures, structures in your company to best support the company needs and the employees and the productivity and everything else. But I think that's all I have for today. Trying to keep these 10 to 15 minutes so that they're more digestible. And I think we did just that today. So to prevent any more rambling, please click that like, click that subscribe. Thank you very much for listening. And until next time. Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget, click that subscribe button, leave us a review, and share it with your network. Remember, security and compliance aren't just about avoiding risk. They're about unlocking your business's full potential. So stay secure, stay compliant, and we'll catch you next week on Cash in the Cyber Sheets. Goodbye for now.
Life goes up and it goes down. Life goes up and